Why, hello there, folks. It's Dylan from Altering Universes, and welcome to another round of One Piece TCG. In fact, this is the first round of One Piece Set 2 at the store. It's pretty exciting. We have Jeff Sock on the left playing Red Green Law versus Bobby Rowe on the right on Ivankov Tempo. Jeff, I'm pretty sure I spelled your name wrong, and I apologize, my friend. You saw how busy we were on Monday. I just kind of quick type things, and I didn't realize that I put an L in your name. So big apologies. Let's talk about these decks. So Law is a deck from set 1, or is a hero from set 1. He's red-green, meaning you start with 4 life instead of 5. He has an activated ability that says when your board is full, you can pay 2 mana to pick up a dude, and then you can play a 5 or less creature of the other color that you picked up. So if Jeff's board was full and he decided to pick up that Tony Chopper, he can put a green card, 5 or less, into play for free. Does not gain haste or any of that jazz, unless the card already has haste. That's a different situation. So, yeah, pretty strong effect. Really cool combo-ish tempo deck that you can play. It was probably one of my favorite decks to play in set 1. Very interested in trying out some of the set 2 cards because, again, it was fun. I liked it. Now, Ivankov Tempo is a cool deck. It's a deck that I kind of undervalued when I first read the cards, because Ivankov, the leader, wants you to have... God, the alt art, I keep staring at it. It's so terrifyingly beautiful. Ivankov wants you to empty your hand every turn, which is interesting. Its top end makes it worthwhile to do so. Specifically the 6-drop Luffy, which you can see in the hand right there. Alright. Jeff using Vista to kill Elvita. Vista, brand new card from set 2. We'll go back to the Ivankov thing in just a second. Vista is a 3-drop 3K that kills a 3K on play. 3K or less on play. Very, very good card. But yeah, so Bobby plays a bunch of cards that like let him loot his hand. Like the stage right there. I almost said field spell. This is in Yu-Gi-Oh! The stage lets you draw a card and then discard a card from your hand. So it gives you a little bit of card selection. Cards like Perona and Doflamingo. Don Quixote, Doflamingo, the 3-drop blocker. It feels like lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and then rearrange them in any order. That way you know what you're drawing, because the end of turn effect or the leader has an end of turn effect that when your hand is empty you draw 2 cards. Forgot to actually mention that part. That's why you want to empty your hand. But its top end relies on there's a 7-drop Ivankov creature that is a 7-drop 7K, does not counter. On play, you may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand, and you can play a Impel Down from your hand for free that costs 6 or less. Typically what you want to do is put that Luffy into play, as Luffy has an on-play and while attacking ability that you can discard 2 cards in your hand, bounce something your opponent controls with a cost of 4 or less, and it gains double strike for the turn. Very good card. Can single-handedly take over a game by itself. It's kind of wild. Alright. The other new creature on Bobby's board right now, that 4-drop, is a blocker. It gets plus 2k if you have... I think it's either 1 or less or no cards in hand. I don't remember its name. Unfortunately, if you've talked to me at the shop, I have explained that I actually do not know anything really about One Piece the show. I've not watched it. It's just too long, and I'm weak. Alright, so again for 5k here with the Vista. Now, notably, Jeff's board is full, so he will be able to use his floating 2 mana to pick up something and swap it in. Decides to pick up Vista. It's going to put a green card into play. You see a 5-drop Trafalgar Law from set 1, which blinks a different creature and then allows him to put in the starter deck Zoro. Not something you see typically, but when Zoro has a Dawn attached to him, he gets plus 2k, or plus 1k, so he's a 7k with 1 Dawn. Card is apparently pretty good in this current format, which is kind of sick, because I don't think I saw that card get played at all outside of the starter deck format. Like, set 1 dropped, and everyone was like, nope, this card sucks. Goodbye. And it wasn't great, right? Like, it wasn't a great card, but I'm very interested to see if it actually ends up being good now. Bobby on 8 Don here. 7 Don? I can't count. 7 Don. Attacking in here for 6k. Jeff just going to take the damage going down to 3. Law is a deck that you want to have tempo control over. You want to prevent them from getting to this state where they just have plenty of boys and creatures on the board where they can actually activate the leader and then just like cheaply put into play high costed things. Alright, we're attacking for 5 here with Perona. We're going to block with the Law. Makes sense to me. Both players have alt-art leaders, and I'm kind of jealous, I ain't gonna lie to you. The alt-art Law is the first hero that I considered actually buying and owning a alt-art leader for, because it is really pretty. Jeff at 3 did use the beige blocker. We'll pay 1 Don to activate Jewelry Bounty. Gonna look at the top 5 cards of the deck, and we'll be able to add a Supernova type card to the hand. Gets the 5-drop starter deck Law. That on play will restand a Supernova type character. I don't think there's a cost associated with it. I think it just restands any Supernova type character. Notably pretty good with that Zoro there, as it is Supernova type, so Jeff will be able to put it down on it, swing for 7, and then play the Law, and then untap it, and then swing again. Jeff just mathing out the amount of Don that he needs to play this turn. Alright, plays another Bonnie, activates the Bonnie. Gets another copy of Zoro. Imagine that Brooke is going to swing into Perona, and then Brooke is going to be the one that gets bounced for the Law effect. Probably not immediately, of course. We're probably going to see that Zoro swing before the Brooke gets bounced. Alright, going to swing a huge number into Bobby's blocker. Should be 9k because of the Zoro's ability. Alright, Bobby combos 4k here. And then I think it's Imazuni? Ima something. Its ability will trigger and get bigger. And we see the Brooke swinging into the Perona, gets swapped out, restands the Zoro, swings in. See a 5k swing from the leader. Bobby will go 2-3, taking the damage. Using a mix of those Don. You see that? He's got the set 1 and set 2 Dons. Jeff, I think Jeff's plan is to use one of each of the Dons that come out, or have 10 different Don. So I know he was talking about if he packed the Event Pack 2 Don, he could put it into his deck. Not the Event Pack 2, the Tournament Pack 2 Don. Just a cool way of doing it, honestly. Well, my friend Tyler is doing the same thing. He's just waiting for 10 different Don to come out to use them. Also, the Shanks Don. The Shanks Don is very nice. The Hat Man. Alright, Buggy getting played. Urges for an Impel down. Going to draw a card, discard a card. Finds a Boa blocker, discards the Boa blocker. Was not what we wanted to see. I think we're going to be playing Doflamingo here. Going to top 5. Playing on a Mr. 2? Could be Mr. 3? We're still so early on to the format, and because I don't know the anime, I don't know the characters, I only know like what the cards do, and because I'm, still learning set 2 cards, I don't know everything yet. So if I get a character's name wrong, I do apologize. Gets a copy of Jet Pistol here. These Bonnie staying around has been huge for Jeff. Just being able to top 5 every turn, go and get some stuff, just turning into repeated card draw. Like, look at how many cards are in Jeff's hand. There's so much there. Like, so much. It's going to swing 5k at the leader. Now, Bobby just taking it down to 2. I was like, there's a decision to make if you want to, block with Doflamingo, knowing that Jeff does have the removal spell. Alright, Bobby takes the damage, goes into 1. Does get a trigger to play Boa from the arsenal, from the life. But we're going to block the Zoro. Alright, Jet Pistols that feller. 2 mana, picks up a Bonnie. Going to put another Zoro into play. And just says go. Ivankov slinging into Bonnie here. You're going to see Law block that. Buggy swinging into Bonnie. Bonnie dies this time. Chessboard. Looking pretty beefy here. Alright, here's another Doflamingo blocker. Alright, 7 mana. Here comes Ivankov. Going to draw 2 cards. It's going to put the Luffy into play. It's going to discard 2, bounce Zoro. Alright, hopefully going to be enough to buy Bobby back into the game. Apologize for that yawn. It was a late night at the shop last night. Late night, long day. Let me tell you. Okay, plays an Otama here. Minus is a Doflamingo. Going to play the Vista back out. Kills the Flamingo blocker. Got a Kraken for 7k. With the Zoro that we have. Bobby takes a hit down to 0. Here comes a 6k attack. Going to block on that one. 7k attack on the leader. Going to combo out to 8. And then 8k with the Trafalgar Law. Get an awkward handshake at the end there. Jeff is going to be taking it 1-0 because One Piece is best of 1. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.